Everyone, today's video is a creative journal flip through because I finally finished my 2019 creative journal. As always, I have to apologise for the sounds in my house. The washing machine, the washing machine is going, my phone is going, and there is a fly that has just broken in here because the doors are open for the dogs. So I'm so sorry if you can hear annoying noises, but yes, that's just the reality of life at the moment, isn't it? This is my 2019 creative journal. It's a Webster's Pages standard size traveller's notebook, and this is pretty much what I use for the majority of my creative journaling purposes. I also have this one ready to go because we are stuck inside in quarantine, so what better notebook to use than houses? This is also Webster's Pages. But yeah, let's get stuck into the flip through. So I don't tend to document the entire year in my traveller's notebooks. I just document things that I want to talk about more that I haven't really addressed that much in my Project Life albums, or extra photos that I print for my Project Life album that don't then make it into the album, things like that. It's a random selection really of just things that happen throughout the year. So yeah, first I have this Carbs Forever postcard that my friend Daisy gave me because that just about sums up my diet, to be honest. Next we have this spread about the big meat. It actually doesn't have any visible journaling at all, not because it's a secret, but just because it was all on the back of this tag, which pulls out and has a little selfie on it. I like making interactive elements on my pages. It's something I want to do more of in my next journal. But yeah, this was made primarily using a Lollipop Box Club kit, and I am on their creative team, so this is not an ad. Maybe I should mark it as an ad, I don't know, because I have used some of their products and you will see them throughout my creative journal, but I haven't been asked to share this at all. I just take pictures of anything I make using the kits, and then I send them to Lisa for her blog. So this was made using a Lollipop Box Club kit, I think. This little Erin Condren was made by Ali, or drawn by Ali, and she was in the goodie bag, so of course I had to pop her in because she was the special guest. And then I have my goodie bag swag stamp card as well. This is another one that was made with a Lollipop kit. It just documents the end of March last year when I gave a talk at a conference at my university as part of my master's degree, and I was finally starting to feel better after being really poorly with my Crohn's for a long time. So I just have a few die cuts from my stash and bits from that Lollipop kit, and I finished it off with some gold spatter because I'm trying to do a bit more mixed media. Obviously this is just some spattered mist, so it's not exactly groundbreaking, but you can't do a lot of mixed media in Project Life really because of the pockets, and I don't really make 12 by 12 layouts anymore, so I try and use a bit of watercolour and things here and there in my journal. There's also a pocket up here which has got stuck, so I don't know how well it's going to come out. There we go. But I have again some photos from the end of the month, just talking about how I wanted to get better, and also some feedback from one of my lecturers about an essay that I wrote, and I was really happy with his comments. We've got this colourful spread about when we took our niece to the science museum near us. I used all random bits from my stash for this one. It's just a mismatch of die cuts and puffy stickers and things. It's mainly just the writing that I wanted to document because I didn't get to write about it much in my Project Life album. And I also just splashed some watercolour down onto the pages. Originally the writing was just left as it was, but it just felt too white. It didn't feel finished, so I just painted some pink watercolour over the top, and I think it finished it off quite nicely. This is a page from last Easter, and I think I mentioned it in a vlog when I showed this page, but it just seems so crazy that this time last year this is what we were doing, like all at Will's parents' house, enjoying the sunshine, the kids were having an Easter egg hunt, and it was all just so lovely, and now we're all just locked in our houses. Like, it seems crazy to me. But this was another one made with another Lollipop Box Club kit. I can't remember which ones these spreads were made using, so I apologise for that, but they're not available now anyway, with a few die cuts from other boxes thrown in. Again, I did a little bit of watercolouring over the writing because it didn't feel finished, and you'll see that I have a sort of formula for my pages. I often cover one page in patterned paper and create little clusters of embellishments around my other photos. you can definitely see that pattern throughout this notebook and throughout my previous notebooks as well. But even though it's quite simple, I feel like I've settled into my style with this now and I'm quite happy with it. This spread is super colourful. This is all about my friend Daisy's 25th birthday. Again, you can see I've got that full page of paper. And it was just talking about how nice it was to spend some time together. Anna from Mrs. Brimble's came as well, and we were like the little original trio of friends who I first met in the planner community, and yeah, just wanted to journal about how much I enjoy spending time with them and how nice the party was. This was all just bits from my stash. I've got some labels, a tag here, puffy stickers. I was trying to use up a sheet of puffy stickers, so that's why there's a bunch of them all over the place, and some twine from my stash as well. Again, this is a Lollipop Box Club kit, but I have no idea which one. I really should have noted it down. And again, I watercoloured over some of the white space and the writing because it just didn't feel finished. It's funny that these layouts had sat there for quite a long time with just white pages where I had done my writing, but then as soon as I used watercolour on a couple of pages, the rest of them just didn't feel finished without that colour, so I had to go back and add it. This one is about my Disneyland trip with my mum, and I just wanted to document this particular photo because I put it on Instagram and I wrote the caption as something like, "The only proposal I'll be getting for a while." And then a month later my boyfriend actually did propose, so I just think this picture in particular is quite funny. And Goofy is one of my absolute favourites to meet. That particular Lollipop Box Club kit came with a little to-do list, so I decided to incorporate that into my journal page as well to show that you don't always have to use it for its intended purpose, so to speak. So I just put the perfect Disney day, to do extra magic hours, meet a character, watch the parade and stay for the fireworks. I've also got this little rainbow paperclip up here, which is again from a Lollipop kit, but I have no idea which one. Another Lollipop layout. Can you tell that I use these creative journal spreads a lot as my blog projects? They're definitely sort of my speciality. Everyone has their own style or like the thing they're most comfortable creating, and for me it's creative journal spreads, I think. This was the Follow Your Heart kit, but again I'm not sure what month that came from, and I used this card to create a little flip out. I'm not sure if you can actually see that there, and I put this photo of me and Tigger in there, and I journaled about how Disney is absolutely my happy place, and like there's a certain smile that I have that only comes out at Disney, and that's why I love my Disney photos so much, so I documented that. And this was actually in collaboration with Lisa, I think. She filmed a video about a special Disney memory, and this was the page that I created to go alongside that topic as well. And again I've used some watercolour, which I believe was added in later, because again it just looked too bare and too white, and I liked the torn effect of the papers that I used here. That's something I do quite a lot. Next we have a page without watercolour. Wow, what a miracle. It's the first one without watercolour in a little while. But again it's that same formula of just having one page as almost like a scrapbook layout, and then the other page is where I do the majority of my journaling. Again it's a Lollipop page. I didn't realise that they were like all Lollipop pages. This one documents looking after our nephews the day I came home from Disneyland, and again I've got lots of paper layering here, layering of embellishments, creating that embellishment cluster there, and I use a lot of washi in my pages to fill space too. And again I've got these labels. I like to add the date where possible, if I can remember the date, or go back and double check, because I just think it'll be interesting in future to go back and have a look. So yeah, as far as possible I do add the date to my pages. I love how colourful this one is, and you'll see here that there's twine down the middle of this page as well. So this is the middle of the notebook, and when you start filling it up, these notebooks are only stapled, so once you start filling the notebook, the staples do tend to pull away, the pages pull away, so I wrap twine around the middle of all of my creative journals to keep the pages together. If I had a really good heavy duty stapler I might try and staple them back in, but to be honest using the twine works just as well as long as you tie it tight enough, and it looks pretty as well. Next we have a page that I created yesterday. This will be up on the Lollipop Box Club blog really soon, hopefully. This was created with the April Secret Garden kit, so I won't talk about it too much because it will be in that blog post, but it's just about two of my parents' dogs, Maggie and Mabel, and how they have grown up so fast. And then the same with this page as well. This was also created with the same kit, and what I wanted to show is that you could create two totally different layouts with the same kit. So obviously that one is heavily green and yellow, and this one is really neutral colours, and it's got that pale pink in there as well. So this was about a solo day in London when I went to watch Six the Musical as some dissertation research. But yeah, I won't talk about those pages too much because they're going to be on the blog super soon. This one was created with the March kit, which was called Hello Spring. So beautiful. Again, there was like a little note paper page, and I wanted to include it in my creative journal to show that, you know, you can use it for other things too. Everything on this page apart from the washi tape was from that kit as far as I can tell. This Let's Go tag wasn't from the kit actually, but I thought it was perfect because it was a photo of my suitcase when we were going to New York. Then we have a page about December. These were some just random photos from December that I either had extras of or that didn't make it into my project life. I think this one didn't go into my project life because I had a photo that was almost exactly the same from maybe a year or two before. So I decided to pop them in here instead. I just layered up some washi, and I used one of my brush pens to write December, so the title is Love December. And I just documented some of my favourite things about December. I barely used any embellishments on this spread because I did it outside and it was really windy, so I just used my brush pens, like to create a border around this page, around this photo, sorry, some little tile stickers and washi, and that was pretty much it. And then I just doodled some stars in all of the gaps, and I think it turned out quite nice. And then these are the last pages. This is a little story about when we went to see Frozen 2, and we got absolutely obsessed with the soundtrack and just could not stop listening to it. So again, I've layered up washi. It's actually the same washi that's on this page, but it doesn't matter. This embellishment I think was a gift from somebody, and I found it and thought it would match this photo perfectly, so I popped that up there. Got a little label with the date on, and then again I've just doodled some stars, and I think it turned out quite nice. This page I just covered with patterned paper, put a little heart and a love sticker in the middle, and then on the back I have just a Virgo card because I am a Virgo and my friend gave me that as a gift. So yeah, that was a super quick flip through. I didn't realise that most of the pages were actually created with lollipop kits, so I hope it's inspired you anyway, because the kits are beautiful. But yeah, that is my latest completed creative journal. I'm really happy with it. It's so bright and colourful, and lots of lovely memories are documented, and I hope it's inspired you to maybe start your own. Like I said, I will be starting my 2020 journal now, and I've basically been in the house the entire time, so I'm going to be documenting that in this little house journal. If you have any questions, do let me know, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!